And Tesla hitting $1,025 a share, this despite factory shutdowns due to the pandemic. What is driving that, and is that the right mark?
Sure. I think fundamentally it continues to be China. China, in our opinion, is adding about $300 a share in terms of the demand drivers there. And if you look at some of the tea leaves coming out, May going into June and second half of the year, we could be looking at 100,000 deliveries in the first year out. So I think that's really the key. And right now, on the other side, this dark valley is an economic rebound play. Given the profitability and the pent-up demand, I continue to think Tesla goes higher, especially going into Battery Day later this month.
Meantime, Dan, we are still in this dark alley. There are various reports about Tesla workers testing positive for the coronavirus in Fremont. How much of a risk is that, given that we know that Elon Musk pushed for the plant to reopen before local officials were really ready for him to?
Sure, and definitely after the Fremont standoff, a very bright spotlight on Musk and Tesla in terms of everything coming out of Fremont. Especially around workers and health issues. So that's going to be something that they're really going to have to navigate for, obviously, for the safety of their workers. But it all comes down to production for Tesla. And if you look at this, part of what's happened to the stock, with production ramping, and you're starting to see pent-up demand, especially in Europe and parts of Asia. Right now, the bull case for Tesla, we have 1,500. And I think the big key here is what you're starting to see globally, especially now going into some of these new product launches that we expect to see over the next 6, 12, 18 months.
So let's talk about those product launches. Obviously, working on a truck. There's also a company that we've been covering, Nikola, working on its own version of an electric truck. How do you feel about the competition?
Look, that's a massive opportunity. I mean, even when you look at going after semis and just going after the truck market, if you look at F-150s and just look at sales even in the U.S., in terms of the opportunity from the EV perspective. And I think part of where there's so much bullishness is because we're talking about penetration that is in the early days. And right now, Tesla continues to, I think, be in a position to really own that market out of the gate. And that's something from a total addressable market that adds another 10, 15% to the overall market opportunity for Tesla. That's why there's such a focus on Musk and Tesla on the semi side, and especially on the Cybertruck, when you look at pre-orders that are going to start to approach 700,000, 800,000.